My name is Hannah, and I'm a student studying political science at the University of Victoria.
And I'm Doug. I'm 13 and I'm from Victoria, British Columbia.
We are both inspired by youth-led environmental action. With the help of our friends at Ocean Networks Canada, we're meeting with some inspiring youth from across the country who are going to share what they have learned from their experiences with environmental action.
I'm really looking forward to hearing from them. Let's get started.
Looks like everyone is here. Up first, and joining us from Victoria, we have Ira Reinhardt-Smith. Ira is one of 15 youth from across Canada who have filed a lawsuit against the Canadian government for their inaction and action contributing to the climate crisis. Looking forward to hearing more about that.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
So next we have John Nathaniel Gertler from Quebec, who works primarily on the intersection of climate and social justice.
Hello, everybody.
Up next, and based out of Victoria, is Kalila Rampanen, who is a singer-songwriter and youth climate ambassador with the Pacific Peoples Partnership.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So next we have Kira Young, who is joining us from the Great Slave Lake in the Northwest Territories. Kira has been working to develop a network of local youth who will monitor the lake's health and surrounding climate.
Everyone.
And finally, we have Liam Pope-Lau, who is based out of Victoria, British Columbia, and is advocating for a single-use plastic ban in BC.
Hello.
The first question we have for all of you involves challenges. Knowing that ambitious community change projects have their challenges, we're keen to learn how you all coped with the challenges of your projects. Let's start with Ira and proceed alphabetically.
I think what's allowed me to continue moving forward would definitely be the people I've met along the way. The youth that I've known through School Strike for the Climate are some of the most inspiring people I've ever met. Having friends who can relate to the anxiety and stress that I'm dealing with because of climate change and all the stresses that come with it is just makes everything so much easier. And I think just in addition to this, just taking time for yourself is really necessary. I think that's the main way I'm able to cope with everything.
I think it's always important to remind each other that, and myself, that this is like a marathon and not a race. And to, respect each other's limits, take breaks, because this really is a challenge of a lifetime. But something else that keeps me motivated, I'd say the most, is the victories. And I'd say the last thing that keeps me engaged is just the community that I've found in these climate justice circles and in these organizing circles. I've learned so much from my peers and found an amazing community to be a part of and lifelong friends.
But what keeps me going is my family, is my siblings, is my nieces and nephews, the next generation. I want to ensure that my family and my siblings have a future that they can look forward to, and a future that doesn't scare them.
I think naturally, as anyone would face in a project like this, there are definitely setbacks and definitely there's a lot of criticism. But for me, it's been really huge finding people that support me, and they've definitely gotten me to where I am today. But overall, I'm just recognizing that this is a really important project and the work that I'm doing is valuable and I really care about it and I think that it'll make a difference, so it's worth my time.
What really keeps me going in the face of challenges is knowing that the bigger changes that can just look like the really small changes at first, but those small changes add up to these larger changes that us as a collective create.
Thank you all for sharing how you have managed those challenges. I think for a lot of youth, one of the biggest challenges is knowing where to even begin. Starting with Ira, would you please share your advice on how to start a community change project?
I think just making sure you have a stable support system when you're learning about the climate crisis, and then just finding other people who have the same passions as you.
If I had some advice for someone who's starting off, I would just want them to know that the movement needs you regardless of who you are and what your skills are. There's a place for you in collective movements, whether you're good at art, whether you're a good speaker, whether you're a good writer, whether you're just someone who's really good at listening and caring for people, whether you have medic skills, whatever you can think of, movements need you, and they need people with all sorts of different skills and backgrounds. And to build a successful movement, that's what we need.
I definitely say that when you're in a more rural setting, it's really important to really seize every opportunity that is available to you. That's been really huge for me, making sure that When an opportunity is presented to you, you're really taking full advantage of it, taking risks, and you never know what'll come out of it.
My advice for anyone starting out in a climate change or social justice project is to get involved in your community and see what makes an impression on you, and what the activities and events. Being part of these can help you see what's going on around you, whether it's volunteering, helping others, protesting, or just noticing the things that make an impact.
There's always something happening in our communities. There's always a little community that has started doing the work. But it's important that you always have a healthy and strong community at home, because this work burnout is totally real when you just kind of dive right into it. And it can be heavy subjects that you're dealing with and you're fighting for or against. So yeah, I think it's really important to just have a healthy community group to fall back on and to be able to have these discussions with and just kind of debrief and kind of go through, because it's really important when doing this work that you focus on your mental health and your well-being to keep doing this.
Ira, John, Kalila, Kira, and Liam, thank you for sharing your valuable advice with us. Something I've realized is that there are many good things to be learned from pursuing environmental action projects. What do you think, Doug?
These projects can be really challenging, but we can get through those challenges by doing things like reflecting on the big picture and taking note of small victories and connecting with our local community.
And I've realized that it's important to select and create a project that you're passionate about. I've also learned that our friends at Ocean Networks Canada have got resources to help you with your project.
To get started on a local action project, contact Ocean Networks Canada at learning@oceannetworks.ca.
Thank you for joining us. Kalila, could you play us out?
Okay.